Today, we're going to explore an idea that sounds so simple, but in our crazy, fast-paced world, it's actually becoming a bit of a lost art. And that idea is reflection. This quote from Margaret Wheatley just perfectly sets the stage. It's so powerful. Without reflection, we're not just standing still. We're actually and blindly moving in the wrong direction, maybe even making things worse. And this gets us to our first key idea. Just pausing is not the same as reflecting. Sure, we all take breaks, we doom scroll, we watch a show, but how often are those moments spent in real, deep, honest thought? It's becoming a lost art. Okay, so here's the core concept from our source material. Think about it. We live in this constant flow of time, but the past, well, the past is over. It's done. We can't go back, we can't change it. And that fact leaves us with a really fundamental choice. Are we going to let our past become a trap of regret that just holds us hostage? Or are we going to use it as a set of tools, as lessons to build ourselves a totally new future? Now, to really understand just how high the stakes are here, let's look at a tragic story that makes this abstract choice, well, painfully real. The facts are just stark. A young man, he's celebrating his graduation, he's got a new sports car, and he makes a series of absolutely devastating choices. It ends with the deaths of two innocent people, a mother and her child. And the consequence? It is immense. He was sentenced to 24 years in prison. Think about that. An entire chunk of his life completely defined by one single terrible event. And this is where we come back to that crucial choice. With his future so radically altered, what happens next for him isn't actually determined by the prison walls. It's determined by what happens inside his own mind. Will it be regrets, or will it be lessons learned? So this leads us to our next section, escaping your own prison. Because after a life-altering event like that, the mind can really only follow one of two very, very different paths. The source makes such a powerful claim right here. It says that external circumstances, prison, other people's forgiveness, they don't free us from our own guilt or suffering. That power lies entirely within ourselves. It's about taking this radical responsibility for our own mental state. This is actually a lot like an idea from the famous psychologist Carl Jung. He called it individuation. He argued that the goal isn't to forget your pain or just ignore it, but to actually integrate it, to make it a part of who you are, creating a stronger, more complete person. So here's the crucial point, this contrast right here. One path is to just dwell on what happened, which almost always leads to a sense of victimhood. But the other path, that's taking ownership of your internal world and choosing to move forward no matter what your circumstances are. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we turn reflection from this kind of vague idea into a practical, life-changing skill? Well, the source breaks it down into a two-step process. Step one is to acknowledge. You have to recognize that while you can't always control what happens to you, you absolutely can control how you respond. And step two is practice. Reflection isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a daily skill you have to work on, kind of like an artist perfecting their craft. And this, right here, illustrates the ultimate takeaway. The philosopher Baltasar Gracian put it perfectly. Wisdom isn't something we're just given, it's something we learn. And self-reflection, well, that's the classroom. So we'll end with the very same question the source material leaves us with. After all of this, what does reflection truly mean to you?